Hello everyone, it's Carene with Carene Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. It is that time of year where I am taking stock of my collection and doing the wonderful top 5 videos. I feel like I'm doing it a little earlier this year because one, I feel like the pens that I buy, towards the end of November or all of December, there's gonna be a little bit of recency bias there. So I kind of want to remove that factor. But also the pens that I have chosen for my top 5 list are probably ones that have been in my collection for most of this year or have made an impression in the time that they have been with me. So this is going to be my top 5 pens that I have purchased in 2024. And I have to say, you know me, I've been keeping my stats on a spreadsheet, which is of course up on an iPad just off screen here. But I've purchased a lot of pens this year, but I've also sold. I'm just looking at my exact stats, and the amount of pens that I have purchased is the same number as the pens I have sold or given away or retired this year. And then I have on top of that pens that were gifted to me. So I don't know how that worked out, but the amount of pens that I purchased and the amount of pens that I sold are the same number. Very strange how that worked out. But anyway, okay. So these pens are not going to be in any specific order. It was hard enough choosing 5, but I think if I'm going to do them in an order, should I do them in an order? I don't know. Okay, I'll do it in an order. All right, so the number 5 spot goes to the Pelikan M1000. And yes, the piston's open because I've just cleaned it after using it for 15 inks in 30 days. And this was a pen that I never thought I would have in my collection. I didn't know if I would love the size of the M1000, and then I had the opportunity to buy this with credit that I had at PenChalet from everybody who's ever purchased using my code from PenChalet. I am so thankful, because without you I would not have been able to purchase the M1000. What I love about this pen is the size of it. It is so comfortable in my hand. I love the brown cracked ice resin on there. I love the dual toned nib. It is an 18 karat nib, and that nib is humongous, and it is also so bouncy and so wet, almost too wet for me. But then when I had this ground to a needlepoint by Kirkspear, now it is perfect. Absolutely perfect. So pen number 5 in my top 5 this year is the Pelikan M1000. Like, ooh, wow. The number 4 spot was really a tough one to call, because I discovered a couple of makers this year, and I love small maker pens. I really love the relationship that you can build with these makers, how personal it is, but how unique each of their products is. And this year I was introduced to Mayfair pens. I'll show you both of the pens that I have from Ben. I have the Noldor model here. I think it's the Noldor model. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because they're all named after Tolkien characters or places. And then, oh my gosh, I forget the name of this one now. Oh, I have to look it up on my spreadsheet because I actually cannot remember the name of it. My brain, I'm filming this right after work, so my brain is full of work facts rather than anything else. This is the Narya model. This is the Noldor Valinor, and this is the Narya. And I have always been curious about Ben's pens, and I was so glad to have been able to try them in my hand at the San Francisco Pen Show. So Ben's pens, Mayfair pens, is one of the ones that I was introduced to this year, and I'm so glad that I have these two. And then just thinking, who else was I introduced to in terms of maker pens? I did have a couple of new pens from Zodiac Pen Co. in the Cancer model, which was a new model, one in the Primary Manipulation Light, and then the 3 Olives Martini. I love Bart's pens, and these are both matte, and they're both so comfortable. Highly recommend visiting Zodiac Pen Co. And then Hinze Pen. Jim and Francisco of Hinze Pens are just they're just such great people, and Jim gifted me this pen while we were at the Pacific Northwest Pen Show, and I absolutely love it. It was one that had been sitting on their table for a while, and it wasn't one that was really selling, but when I looked at it, it just resonated with me, and I love it, and it's so comfortable. But the maker that really got me this year, and the one that I already have a second pen purchased from them that's coming soon, it is Walltown pens. So my number 4 spot goes to Walltown pens for my Watts model in Glinda. This is not a pen that I would have said that I would ever go for. The pink sparkly stuff, is that what I would have gone for? Well, I do like pink ink, so yeah, maybe. But look at this, it's so fun, and I love the finials in here. I love the sparkle. I love the size of this pen. It's really comfortable in the hand. The threads are really smooth, both for the cap and for the section there. The polishing is just really well done. It's such a well-made pen, and it fits beautifully in my hand, and I just get such joy from writing with this pen. Brett and Susan of Walltown Pens do such lovely work. So my number 4 pen for 2024 is my Watts model in Glinda from Walltown Pens. Number 3 is a pen that I purchased due to a life change, and this was the first pen from this maker. And I could have included them in the small makers, but I feel like that would have ruined the surprise. So I purchased this Franklin-Christoph in the Model 31 in the Ascension wing. So the blank has been done by Storm Wind Blanks, and the Model 31, goodness, like look at the shape of this pen. It's very comfortable. When I first got this pen, I was like, oh, those threads are really uncomfortable. The more I wrote with it, I'm actually fine with that. I could post it if I want to, but I don't, because it's just very back heavy when I do that. But even when I don't post it, it's a nice size pen in my hand. It writes beautifully, but also just look at all those holographic sparkles and even the purple shimmers in here. It's been such a fun pen to write with, but also this pen commemorates a new job. I started a new job in June after being with my previous company for almost 9 years. So this was a huge life change, and I thought, why not commemorate it with a new pen? And this pen has been such a treat to write with. And I do have to say, I have another Franklin-Christoph pen coming as well, but due to the Canada Post strike, it is stuck somewhere. But I'm happy with this current Model 31, and I'm looking forward to more Franklin-Christophs in my life. So number 3 is my Franklin-Christoph Model 31 in Ascension wing. All right, pen number 2 of 2024 was also a new brand to me. So I've got a new brand in Franklin-Christoph, I've got a new brand in Walltown Pens, and this was a pen that I saw close to my birthday. It was actually a birthday pen. I'm checking my spreadsheet now to see what date I actually purchased it. And yes, I purchased this on my birthday. This was my birthday pen. This was the Radius Settimo in Marmo Bianco. And does this not look just like the whole brown neutral era? I absolutely love this, and I know somebody mentioned that these look like little coffee beans, and I thought, yes, I see that now, and I love the look of this. I love the clip on this pen. I love the gold detail. I love the shape of the pen. It is so comfortable for me, but I also love the fact that there is no step between the grip section and the body. It's just a smooth transition. The threads are not sharp at all. I have a fine nib on this, which writes so smoothly. And overall, it's just such a well-made pen for the price. I absolutely love writing with this. I've been able to put shimmer inks with this without any issue. So the Radius Settimo, they've also come out with a lot of beautiful different designs of this in terms of, like, I think there was a new one that Stilo just came out with, and I forget the name of it, but it was this beautiful blue starry resin. And I know they had like a yellow cracked ice one. So they're doing some really good ones with the Settimo. And Radius is a company, I think, that has been bought or taken over by Leonardo. Please correct me if I am wrong. And you can see why there's so many similarities with the Leonardo and the Radius Settimo, but I do love this. Love everything about it. I love the look of it. I love the way that it writes. I love how it feels in my hand. It's absolutely beautiful. So pen number 2 of my top 5 pens for 2024 is the Radius Settimo Marmo Bianco. All right, before we get to number 1, I do have a few honorary mentions, and they didn't make my list. They're probably, you know, number 6, 7, 8. So the first pen that would be the honorary mention is the TWSBI Eco. And it's amazing to me that it's even on the honorary mentions list, because for a good 2 years, I stayed away from TWSBI Ecos because of the experience that I had with it initially. I was not a fan of the writing experience. I didn't like how it felt in my hand. And then I saw 2 colorways that I absolutely had to have. Yes, we have Cream with Rose Gold and the Cafe Bronze. And yes, I had to have them both. And I was like, okay, I will give them a try, because they're at a price point that, you know, I love the color. Let's give them a try. And if they don't write the way that I want them to, I can always sell them. And I still have them. I purchased these on May 1st, and I have loved writing with these. This one is actually currently inked, and it's got an extra fine nib, and I've used it for work notes today, and I have loved using this. I've also loved journaling with this. Who knew that I would like TWSBI Ecos again? I don't think I'm going to buy any more because I have the 2 colorways that I like, but who knew that this would even make my honorable mention list. Okay. The next on the honorable mention list is the Esterbrook Estie Once in a Blue Moon. And I'm just looking here. How many Esties did I purchase this year? I'm looking at my list. I purchased 2 Esties this year, and 1 was gifted to me. And let me just pull those out. So I purchased the Lilac and the Once in a Blue Moon. The Once in a Blue Moon was one that I didn't think I would get, and then I saw it on Sarah of Ginger Beachy Pens post it, and I love that I had a couple people tag me in it, and I'm like, I'm good. I've already messaged her. It's such a beautiful resin, and it came with a medium nib, which has been ground to a reverse architect by Gina Salarino. So for those 2 things, the fact that I didn't think I would ever get this, and the fact that it has a really fun nib, makes this part of the honorable mention. But yeah, I also purchased the Lilac this year, and then I was gifted the Quirky Leaf by Esterbrook. And yeah, I'm just looking at how many Esties I currently have. Oh, 1, 2, do I only have 5 now? I did just sell 1. So, but anyway, the Once in a Blue Moon is an honorable mention in my Estie lineup. And then the other honorable mention is the Esterbrook Model J. I had always been curious about this, and I really loved the colorway of the Lilac. Is it the Lilac? Yeah. Oh, no, sorry, the Violet, but also the Antique Rose. And I purchased the Antique Rose from Bleskit Canada. No, they gifted this to me. I apologize. They gifted this to me for some, I guess, collab work that I did with them to be able to showcase some product, and I love it. And then that led me to buy the Violet, which was at an amazing price at Atlas Stationers. I wouldn't have purchased it otherwise. So the other honorary mention is the Esterbrook Model J. Really comfortable and so classic looking. Like, I don't think I'll own any more of these because I'm happy with this colorway, but beautiful, beautiful. So those are my honorable mentions. And now we have pen number 1 of 2025. What do you think it is? Should I just do a pause here while you guys write in the comments what you think it is? Yeah, 3, 2, 1. It is the Waterman Carene. I love this pen to the point that I have 2. I now have 2 Waterman Carenes. My first Waterman Carene was the amber, and wow, I was so surprised by this pen. I was so surprised by how comfortable it was, how beautifully made it was, and just the way that it wrote. I love the 18 karat nib on here. It is a stiff nib, but it was such a wet, smooth writer. Beautiful pen. I actually post this pen and it is so comfortable. And I love this so much that I went in search of the sea green shimmer. This one is rarer and I just found a scratch on it. Oh no, where did that come from? I will look at that after. But this one is rare. I bought this off of eBay and I am in love with it. I love the it's almost like a very subtle green, scaly green on there, but I love it. And I love the writing experience. It's just such a beautiful classic pen. And it was one that I never thought that I would go for. But then this year, I don't know what it was at the beginning of the year that I thought, no, I need to try a Waterman Carene. And I'm so glad that I did. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it writes. It's so comfortable in the hand. And for the price of an 18 karat nib, it is actually pretty, it's a pretty good price for what it is. Not the sea green shimmer. This one was ridiculously expensive because it was rare, but the Waterman Carene in the amber was actually a good price. So my number 1 pen of 2024 is the Waterman Carene in the sea green shimmer. So those are my top 5 pens for 2024. Do any of those surprise you? Let me know down in the comments below. Or are there some in here, or are there some missing from here that you thought would have been in my top 5 for 2024? Let me know down in the comments below. All right, that is it for me and the top 5. I love doing a top 5 of the year. I will soon be doing a top 5 inks for the year. And then I will also be doing a video on the pens that I've sold this year. I found, and actually a lot of people commented that they found that video helpful last year, but it's also good for me to take stock of what I've sold because I can really look at how my whole collection has changed this year, you know, what I've sold versus what I've bought, and I like to be able to look back on that. And I film these videos not just for you guys, but also for me as some form of memory keeping. Okay, again, now I say that's it. Thank you all so much for watching and have yourselves a great day.